Hello and welcome to the Musical Instrument Investigator. Today on the website of Gardiner Houlgate Auction is based in the UK, and we're going to have a look at one of their latest auctions, which is antique guitars. So Gardiner Houlgate have quite a few auctions a year and they tend to group them together. There's about 4 or 5 auctions happening around early September, and I've just picked out this one for now to look at. Very small auction, only 57 lots, but there's a few interesting guitars in this. Gardiner Houlgate have a buyer's premium of 26.4%, so whatever the final hammer price is, you have to add that on top. Bear in mind this is a UK auction, so import, export fees, shipping, etc., maybe CITES restrictions, all of that fun stuff. Check all the terms as always and see if there's anything hidden. This particular auction finishing on the 6th of September, it's the first today, so a few days left to go. We'll cover the other auctions as well briefly, but I thought this is a good quick one to look at. So as with all of this stuff, if you're looking to buy things, read through the descriptions, ask for condition reports, etc., or ask for kind of expertise from people that know what they're talking about. For me, guitars, I have some knowledge, some things I don't really know about, so I'll just do my best and talk about what we can see here. So we've got a French guitar in need of restoration there, 4 to 600. Quite a nice looking instrument that. And it's labelled Marshall Le Havre. Okay, so you can see here it gives a bit more information about the wood types, kind of damage, etc., general condition, but you can probably ask them for additional pictures or more condition reports if you wanted. But fairly nice guitar, 4 to 600, but bear in mind it needs a bit of work doing to it. 19th century guitar labelled Boulanger. Here we've got 600 to 1,000 on this. So once again, looks fairly nice. Recently restored by luthier Thomas Buchanan there, so that one is hopefully ready to go. Nice bird's eye back there. Shame there's not a few more pictures, but yeah, it looks nice enough. Nothing too crazy, but fairly interesting. Another French 19th century French guitar labelled J. Chapelle. Interesting wood for the top. So again, these nice kind of moustache kind of bridges there. Nice kind of purfling there as well. Let's see what else we've got here. Another one restored by luthier David Merrin, so this one also ready to go. Not going to get into the kind of scale length, nut width kind of stuff, you can look at that yourself, but you can see the wood types, etc. 19th century German small bodied guitar. Once again, not quite as nice as the French ones, but interesting enough. 1 to 200 on that. An interesting 19th century small body guitar with unusual cambered fretboard. Okay, interesting. That's slightly curious. Yeah, fairly simple kind of peg tuned guitar from the 19th century. Nothing too elaborate, but 1 to 200 is not too bad if you wanted something to mess about with. So it's had a fair bit of cracking on the back. Right, interesting antique small body guitar bearing an indecipherable label. It's again kind of peg tuned, interesting body shape there. 500 to 1,000 on that. Interesting auction thus far. German small body classical guitar, 1890. This is a fairly generic guitar from that period. 150 to 250 there, nothing too crazy. Another 19th century guitar here, 3 to 500. It's quite a nice piece of wood there on the back, but it's again nothing super kind of exciting to me. Unusual 19th century German pear-shaped guitar, 150 to 250 on that. Here you don't see these too often. You see the shield type, the Wappen kind of ones, but this is slightly more uncommon. Rare and interesting 19th century guitar, labelled Luigi Filano, Naples. Yeah, this is actually very interesting. 500 to 1,000. This kind of Stauffer-esque kind of headstock there. No idea what's going on with the body on this. Really interesting thing there. Nice kind of back on it. It's got the plate tuners for the Stauffer type, so that's quite interesting. 500 to 1,000 on that. See what they say that what the top is. Banter top brass around a burr walnut top with elephant, fish, moon and sun decoration. Really interesting. Yeah, they say Stauffer style head. Yeah, really bizarre looking top there. It's a shame we can't kind of zoom in. Oh, we can zoom in a bit more. Ah, okay, we see a bit more of the decoration there. That's really interesting. Yeah, you can see that kind of fish. Oh, here we go. Zoom in a bit more, although the it's not super detailed. That's not really working, but yeah, you can see this fish down here. Yeah, wow, that's really quite odd. Okay, so that's one of the more interesting instruments so far. This, I think, is absolutely bonkers. Great exhibition of 1851 interest. Important, historic and unique harp guitar with bespoke stand made by D. Jose Gallegos of Spain and signed in mother of pearl on a circular plate positioned beneath the sound hole. Interesting. Instrument shown in Great Exhibition in London, 1851. In a print as well. Yeah, okay. So it's had some long and interesting history. More recently, it's been located in Madrid Music Shop for several years. Okay. Originally was commissioned from Jose Gallegos for the Duke of Montpensier as a special present for his wife in 1846. Apparently the maker took a full 4 years and spent €2,000 in expenses to complete it. Okay. The guitar was taken to Seville and demonstrated in front of the Duke, who unfortunately refused to receive or pay for the instrument. It is also alleged after the sale fell through that he played it twice for Queen Victoria and also gave several successful public concerts. He also moved to New York, where again he performed on the instrument. The whereabouts of the guitar harp after this and before it became located in the Madrid Music Shop is unknown. Okay, so it's got a legal document as well. They've got a full kind of video on this. Gardiner Houlgate do lots of good videos, so definitely check that out if you're interested in more stuff like that. It's absolutely bonkers looking thing though. Really interesting. There's that kind of they're talking about an etching there. Some details here of the kind of main guitar, the kind of bass part, harp bit here. It's a bit like some of the instruments you get in some of the Eastern European countries with this extra stuff here. Kind of like in Ukraine, the torban or the banduria. Kind of similar. Interesting, this extension here. Yeah, curious looking thing on the back. Yeah, pretty bad. That is a crazy looking headstock as well. Amazing. Look at the beautiful pegs as well. Like this extra kind of scroll on top is also amazing. Really nice detail. Yeah, being amazing. That's really nice in someone's collection for sure. Yeah, fascinating. Well, that's definitely an interesting one for sure. Even the stand is amazing. Yeah, well, a museum-worthy piece there. £30,000 to £40,000. I wonder if it'll sell or not. Definitely interesting. Right, back to something a bit more simple now. We've got a 1968 Jose Ramirez flamenco guitar. Made by Ignacio Manzano. Okay, interesting. 2.8 to 3,200. Another 1975 Jose Ramirez classical guitar made in Spain. 2 to 3. Another Jose Ramirez, 1935 this time. Another Ramirez as well, 1983, so quite a few there. Another Ramirez, right, okay, we're really into that territory there, 1984. Jose Ramirez Estudio classical guitar, so it's like a lower level one. 1979 Michael Guy classical guitar, made in England, okay. 800 to 1200 on that. Alright, a 10 string here made by Michael Guy, or G, 5 to 700, that'd be pretty cool. Interesting. guitar there. Yep, okay. A 1988 Amalio Bergay Model 1A classical guitar. 1992 Kenneth Leftwich classical guitar made in Essex. So a few interesting classicals then. 1960s Hermanos Vera classical guitar made in Madrid. Classical guitar made in Madrid, Spain, 1942. Quite a nice looking headstock on that. 1983 Takamine or Takamine electroacoustic there, 3 to 500, not quite so exciting. 2001 Juan Lopez Aguilarte flamenco guitar made in Granada, nice to see a good peg tuned flamenco guitar. John Cadman 1991 Brian Knowles classical guitar made in England. 1973 Malcolm A. Home classical guitar made in Vancouver. 800 to 1200 on that. 1980s Martin Fleeson classical guitar made in England, 1000 to 1500. Stephen Frith classical guitar, 1200 to 1600 on that. 1973 Masaru Kono classical guitar, good kind of Japanese makers there, 800 to 1200. 2024 James Brabner nylon string guitar made in England, 700 to 1000. Okay. Oh, we got a 2010 Nick Pyle Stauffer style small body acoustic guitar. Okie dokie, interesting. Okay, well that's curious to see. Yeah, very good. Okay, 500 to 800 there. Yeah, okay, that's a curious one. So I wonder how that will do. Actually know Nick Pyle quite well. We studied in the same place. He was doing his PhD while I was doing my undergraduate. And that was his PhD was about Stauffer guitars, so he's very knowledgeable about that indeed. So that's quite interesting to see. I wonder how that will do. Right, 2011 Adam Geffen flamenco guitar, 150 to 250 there. 2009 Vicente Carrillo and Juan Miguel Gonzalez Tomatito La Canada flamenco guitar made in Spain. Wow, that's a long old name. Right, 1970s Harold Peterson Model A. I feel like every single auction has a Harold Peterson flamenco, or actually that was a flamenco, but always a Harold Peterson guitar somewhere. 1970s Oscar Teller classical guitar there. Admira Malaga classical guitar, so we're onto the low end now. Admira Virtuoso 100 to 150. Admira A5H, must be getting towards the end of this auction now. Another Admira there and some other guitar with it. 1969 Yamaha there. 1979 Yamaha Grand Concert. 1971 Yamaha GC6D. Yamaha G130A. Alhambra 11C classical guitar. Another Alhambra there. ARC Smallman style, okay. Made in China, 800 to 1200. So I presume that this is probably quite a heavy instrument, as the Greg Smallman instruments are extremely solidly built, give really good kind of tone projection, so that's quite interesting. Restored Vicente Sanchez classical guitar, okay, interesting. Enredo Madeira by Tanglewood. 1980s Goya for Martin, nylon there. Alamanza, kind of electro with a cutaway. 1970s S. Yari classical guitar made in Japan. It's going to be pretty nice as well. 1960s Hofner guitar, and another classical there. And 2013 Ibanez Yamaha G100 classical. And Asturias John Mills model, Asturias 250 to 350. 2009 Santos Martinez. Okay, and that's it. I think back to the beginning again, I believe. We've done the full loop. Yeah, indeed. Okay, so actually quite a cool auction, this antique guitar one. Really quite interesting. Some pretty cool kind of antique French and German instruments. Nothing super outrageous here, but then we do get to this crazy harp guitar, which is pretty cool. This is an interesting guitar, and some pretty cool classicals and things. So yeah, definitely an auction worth looking at if you're interested in antique guitars or classical guitars. I recommend it. So thanks a lot for watching, really appreciate it, and I'll catch you next time. Bye.